Wow, I feel like I look like my normal self. I'm sorry, this is my first time getting made up in like, I guess since my last video. And my face is skinny again. It's skinny again. And my teeth look fucking popping.
You already know, yeah. Double gump on the rhythm. Money zips.
Hey YouTube, it's your girl Honorio Day E, and I'm back at you again. Wow, this is my first video as a mom. So this video is gonna be a little lengthy, so grab some water, grab a little snack or whatever, and let's get into it. I have my little lactation bar because your girl is having trouble producing milk, okay? We'll get into all of that in this video. So this video is going to be very laid back. I didn't write down anything like any outline or anything. So I'm just going to be talking very freely about my labor and delivery, and also I guess like postpartum. So let's take it back to April 4th 2020. I actually had my sister in the house and my cousin in the house. We were just, you know, hanging out. It was me, my sister, my cousin, my husband. We were in the house chilling, listening to music, you know, just doing what we do. And I was 39 weeks and 5 days. Yeah, 39 weeks. Yeah, 39 weeks and 5 days on April 4th. And long story short, I was ready to self-induce, but I hadn't done so yet, right? So we're in the house, we're dancing, you know, listening to soca, I'm listening to Afro beats, and I had on leggings, and I realized, like, I started to feel a trickle. So I'm like, okay, okay, let's go take a look. I went to go take a look, and I have like a white spot. Well, not a white spot, a wet spot. It went through my panties, through my leggings. So I came out and I showed everybody. I'm like, look, his legs wide open. Obviously I had my clothes on. I just showed them my leggings. I'm like, look everybody, I think my water is breaking. It was not how movies make it seem like you're gonna have this big gush of fluid. Oh my god, let's rush to the hospital. No, basically it was like trickling. Well, I should have put a necklace on. My neck looked real bare. I should have put my ring on. I should have put on my something. I ain't got no bling bling. Anyway, yeah, I haven't worn my wedding ring in days. I've been in the house, so yeah, actually, yeah, in days. I put it on from time to time. You know, I want to feel married again. Well, not feel married, but you know, you know, when you've been single for mad long, you know, you just want to put the ring on. Anyway, I digress. So basically I showed them my wet spot. I was like, guys, look, like something's happening. I've been complaining about this girl not coming out. She's not coming out. She's not making no moves. I had no bloody show. I had no extra discharge. I had no nothing, basically. No nothing. It was just me and her, basically. It was just me and her. She wasn't giving me any hints that she was on the up and coming. Granted, I was having contractions from time to time, you know, for the past few weeks before then, but it was never consistent. It was never progressive. It was just, and it wasn't even that painful, to be honest. It wasn't painful at all, honestly. I could just tell my husband, like, oh yeah, I'm having a contraction right now. You know, nothing. As I got closer to 39 weeks, it was more frequent, but it still was not progressive, not consistent, and not painful. So I knew it was in labor. So, you know, it was just, I guess if you want to call it Braxton Hicks contractions, my body was just getting ready. But I don't know if Braxton Hicks is supposed to be painful, so I don't know. Anyway, once I saw the trickling, I was like, okay, perfect. I kept dancing, winding up my body, you know, winding up my waistline, all of that. Just trying to keep myself moving. I took a walk. Did I do squats? I did like 1 or 2. I'm not a very active person, so exercise wasn't my go-to, but dancing is what I tried to do. Maybe like an hour went by, girl, that the leaking stopped. I was like, excuse you, little girl, like don't stop, keep it going, like let's go. I realized, I was like, you know what, she gonna keep doing this. She gonna take an inch and then stop for like a week, and then take an inch and stop for a week. And the last thing I wanted to do was be 42 weeks pregnant. No. So, and that's what my midwife told me. She said, if after 42 weeks, then we'll induce you, being that it's your first pregnancy. I was like, listen, I'm not about to be 42 weeks pregnant. It's a dub. I didn't even want to make it to 39 weeks, honestly. I was hoping that she would come early. Like 37 weeks is full term. I wouldn't mind if she came at like 35, 36 weeks, because some babies do. I was ready at 35 weeks. I was ready for her to come. Everything was set and ready to go. But I was like, okay, let me wait till 37 weeks. 37 weeks came, nothing. My husband was like, leave her, she's gonna come when she's ready. I'm like, all right, no problem. I was like, I'm not hitting 40 weeks. Like, I'm just not. Like, she needs to come on her due date or before her due date, period. Due date was April 6th, right? So fast track back to April 4th, and the trickling that stopped. After I noticed that like it's nothing else coming down, I was like, nah, we gotta get this baby, let's get it moving. Like, we got a little water leakage. I know that means that my sac, my amniotic sac, my brain is like on 0 right now. Anyway, my amniotic sac had, you know, broken a little bit. But when it trickles, that means that it like broke high up, and when it gushes out, that means it broke down low, so it, you know, it's easy to come out. So I knew that fluid was my amniotic fluid. So what I decided to do was self-induce. Yes, I did. I had some castor oil. First of all, I was already trying to do the mother's brew. If you don't know what that is, just look it up on YouTube or Google. It's very common. Went to the supermarket, couldn't find the apricot juice, couldn't find anything pretty much. So I realized I had some castor oil in my house, you know, because I put it on my edges, my scalp, everything. But it wasn't for tablespoons, because if you Google like self-wasted, self-induced, it'll tell you castor oil, drink 4 tablespoons. I don't think I had that much. I think I had 2 tablespoons. It literally was like this much left in the bottle that I found. But I was like, you know what? It's gonna do something. So I mixed it with some orange juice and chugged it. I did that 2 times. So basically it was like 1 tablespoon to about like 3 or 4 ounces of orange juice. And I chugged it twice. Started to feel some contractions. I was like, okay, contractions. Wasn't painful, wasn't progressive, still wasn't, you know, but it did give me some contractions. So I was like, all right, cool. I let that hold for like a few hours to see if something was gonna shake. Nothing shook. I was like, all right, cool. I got some thyme. And what I have in my house is the regular thyme seasoning, because I was already planning on drinking thyme tea during labor, but I was like, you know, because all my sister-in-laws, they drink thyme tea during their labor. I was trying to get into labor, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna drink it now. Like, it is what it is. So I boiled I boiled 1 cup of thyme seasoning, but you know, thyme is thyme, pure thyme. Any time that you have, so long as 100% thyme. This piece of hair just needs to relax. So any time you have, I had pure thyme seasoning, So I took 1 cup of that and I boiled it in 4 cups of water. Girl, I strained it. Girl, I drank a cup of it. And I did that at around 11 o'clock. I even have a little clip that I'll probably insert if I'm okay with the way I look. I'll insert it now. Yeah, so I drank it around 11 and I waited for things to shake, and things shook a lot. Because by 2 a.m. girl, I was in early labor. Simple as that. Contractions heavy. Well, it wasn't heavy at 2 a.m. but contractions were very consistent. No more fluid leaked the entire time, but the contractions, whew, they was knocking a girl out. Because I stayed home and you know, I knew I wanted to labor most of my labor at home. I didn't want to be in a hospital, you know, talking about, oh, you have to go home, come back. None of that. No, my hospital, it was 45 minutes from my house, so no. Basically, my lip gloss is coming off. Where was I? Mommy brain. So yeah, contraction started around 2 a.m. And basically from 2 a.m. to about 8 a.m. I was home laboring. So that's what, 6 hours? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 6 hours I was at home laboring, and let's just say by 5 a.m. that shit got really real. Contractions were every 4 minutes, lasting about 40 seconds. I was on my birthing ball. I never felt contractions like that before in my life, ever, and I honestly don't want to ever again. I'm looking this way because I'm actually staring at my birthing ball, because that was my saving grace, and it sucked that I couldn't bring it to the hospital because I just don't want the cross contamination. I don't want to bring anything to the hospital. I didn't want to bring anything to the hospital that I would have to bring back into my house that couldn't be like easily washed or something. So I decided that I wasn't gonna bring it with me. I would just use it at home. But it was my saving grace, and I really wish I could have brought it to the hospital. I basically, like, anytime I felt the contraction coming on, I would just drop to my knees on my ball, and I would just roll around on my ball, you know, and just breathe really loudly. One thing I am glad that I did not do during labor was scream, because that really just takes away your energy. It just doesn't serve any purpose to you at all to yell and scream. And so I kind of was just like breathing, taking deep breaths in, and then on my exhale I would just kind of like that's what I was doing basically, like that's what I was doing on my exhale, and it was getting me through basically. I stopped to eat some yogurt, some almond coco loco chobani flip yogurt. That's my shit right there. I stopped to eat that. I got interrupted so many times. All I wanted to do was eat my yogurt. Interrupted by my contractions, obviously. And then eventually I got tired. I went from like my living room to my bedroom. Oh, I am completely forgetting that time T had me on the toilet. Or was it the castor oil? I don't know, a combination of both. I had diarrhea, straight up diarrhea. I was on the toilet multiple times. I couldn't even tell you how many times I was on the toilet, just going. And honestly, I wish I could have labored. If my bathroom was big enough, I wish I could have just labored in my bathroom so I could hop from the toilet to my birthing ball, toilet to my birthing ball. Like, that's why I'm not having another baby until I have my own house, because I need to be comfortable. Like, I need a huge bathroom where I could just, like, shit, if I could fit a bed in there or a couch or something, a lounger or something, so that I could lay down in my bathroom, go to the tub, or like have a, you know, the bathroom in the master bedroom, and go from, like, you know, just transition, because that's what you're gonna want to do in labor. You're not gonna want to stay in one place. You're gonna want to transition, just move around, because you're gonna get uncomfortable. Anyway, by 6 a.m, mind you, my husband was sleeping because he had work the next day. By 6 a.m, I was like, baby, just call out, because it's happening today. April 5th, obviously I started at April 4th, it transitioned to April 5th. April 5th, that is the day my daughter was born. Yeah, and I self-induced at home, and I labored from 2 a.m. and my baby came at 4:19 p.m. So that is less than 12 hours? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. No. That is 14 hours of labor from, like, my first contraction to my baby coming. And she's so beautiful. But let me go back to the labor and delivery part. So we got to the hospital around 9 a.m. I went to triage. They were like, okay, yeah, you're definitely, I was 2 centimeters dilated, mind you. All that pain, and I was only 2 centimeters dilated. Like, are you kidding me? They almost sent me home. They sure did. And then the doctor was like, you know, I don't know if it was a doctor or a nurse. I honestly don't know who it was, because I was just in so much pain. She's like, you know, I realized that you live so far, because I live in Far Rockaway. Hospital was in Brooklyn. Like, what's happening? Mommy brain again. So yeah, they was like, you live so far away, we're not gonna send you back home, we'll keep you. I was like, thank you, because if you're less than 4 centimeters, they're sending you home, especially during this whole COVID-19 business. Like, they're not keeping extras. No. They was like, if you want to walk around. Who's walking around during contractions? I could barely stand during a contraction. But yeah, so I went from triage to labor and delivery. And when my nurse, first let's talk about the things that I wanted and didn't want prior to having the baby. I didn't want epidural. I didn't want, like, the cord clamped prematurely. I didn't want, like, any residents, and no student doctors, none of that. Minimal people, but it was already that way anyway because of COVID-19 anyway. It was just me, my nurse, my midwife, and my husband. It was just the 4 of us when I gave birth, so, which I loved. And my midwife was amazing. I loved her. Like, she was so dope. Like, we was here. We had it like that. I think she was from Brooklyn too, so that worked. You know, it's comforting when you can actually relate to people that's giving you care, you know. So yeah, I don't want this to be a boring video. So yeah, so as soon as that nurse offered me the epidural, I said, bring it here, bring it. Call them. Let anesthesia come do this right now, because the pain that I endured at home was just enough. It was just enough. It was too much, actually. That lower back pain, it just feels like someone is like, I don't know, like somebody just wants to tear you apart. Like, No, someone is tearing you apart. That's what it feels like. It's just so, I can't describe it. It's indescribable. If you're a mom, you already know what I'm talking about. If you're a mom to be, good luck. But you can do it. You can do it. We can all do it. But I need an epidural. I was so grateful when I got that epidural, because in my anesthesiologist, oh, God bless her soul. Young female too. God bless her soul. You know, sometimes, well, I don't know if you know, but in nursing school, I've witnessed people get the epidural. Yes, the epidural. And I'll be like, that's really what turned me off from it. The continuous poking, cause you don't know what you're doing. Or for you to poke me and then only half of my body is numb. Like, what? How dare you? How dare you do me such injustice? I was so fearful that I would get a terrible anesthesiologist who's gonna do a botched epidural job, like, because I've seen it. I have seen it, and I didn't want to be that victim, because I would lose it and my husband would lose it before me, and then I would lose it after. So anyway, my anesthesiologist was amazing. She did it. She was like, you know, if you haven't, at first I was a little like, I don't know who this girl, I don't know what she, at first she was like, you know, if you're having a contraction, you just have to stay still. I looked at her, I said, how I'm gonna stay still during a contraction? She's like, you will. She waited. Her ass waited till my contraction was done. She was like, let me know when your contraction was done. Yeah, because you're not about to be in my spine while I'm having a contraction. Are you crazy? Are you insane? Yeah. So that was that. I got my epidural. It felt amazing. Like, I could still feel it every time. I feel like I love epidurals now, and I kind of am mad at myself for it, but I mean, it is what it is. Why suffer if you don't have to? If you don't want to, why suffer? And if you, it's not, all right, it's not a suffering. Yeah, you're feeling your baby come into the world. Yeah, that's all nice. I used to think like that too. That's what I was thinking my whole pregnancy. Why suffer? I got the epidural. It was amazing. It felt great. My legs were numb, but I was still able to move it. It just felt heavy. I was still able to move. I didn't feel handicapped. I also was fearful of the Foley. I didn't feel it. I didn't feel the nurse put in my Foley catheter. Listen, that epidural was everything. I went to sleep. My husband went to sleep. Whenever my midwife came in to check me, she just alerted me that she was checking me, and I was like, go ahead, sis. I don't feel nothing. Only thing I felt was pressure when I was pushing. And like, I could feel my legs, but it was like a tingly sensation, and it felt good. So yeah, I guess around, when did I start pushing? I guess I started pushing around 4 o'clock, because I didn't feel like I was pushing that long. 3 something. I probably was pushing for maybe like 30 minutes at most. And then they put the mirror in front of me so I could see my baby come out. It was beautiful. When I started to see her head, that was great encouragement for me to give them some really good pushes to get her out. And I saw her hair, and I saw her head, and then I saw her face, and it was just amazing. Yeah, she had the nerve to come out looking just like her father. Disrespectful. She literally only took my nose. She took my nose and like my arms. It was really weird. Like, we had the same shape arms, but that's it. She looked like her dad. You know, 9 months in my body, looked just like her dad. No worries. So I was only allowed one person in labor and delivery and also in mother baby, but no one was allowed to spend the night with me, which was so annoying. Who wants to give birth to their first child and have nobody with them overnight? Not me. I'm looking back and forth because I look cute in the viewfinder, period. No. Ooh, excuse me. But yeah, I was very annoyed by that because no one told me, and I asked so many times. They're like, yeah, you're allowed one support person. And then when I finally get down there, they're like, yeah, that's only for labor and delivery. I'm like, you don't think that somebody should have told me that? You know how many nurses I had? No one told me that. Midwife didn't tell me. Not a doctor, not a tech, not a damn soul told me until it was time for him to leave. And then some rude ass tech talking about, you gotta go. I was like, who you talking to? You're mad rude. Like, she was like, I was like, bring the charge nurse, bring the supervisor. They brought the charge nurse, the supervisor, and patient relations. We spoke to everybody before my husband left, and he honestly wasn't gonna leave. He was like, call the cops if you want to, but I was like, all right, it's not that serious. Like, it really was that serious though, because how you don't tell nobody, you don't have no signs of, that should have been the first thing you say on arrival. Well, on my arrival, you see him with me. Don't just assume that we know. Anyway, so he left. I spent 2 nights in the hospital by myself with my child, and I didn't put her in the nursery because, and while he was there, anytime she had to leave, he went with her, because I just watched way too many Lifetime movies and I don't trust people. But yeah, that was labor and delivery. She was 6 pounds 12 ounces. Don't even know her length because they didn't tell me. I kept asking and nobody told me. Anyway, postpartum. My postpartum thus far hasn't been terrible. I did have to get stitches. I got 5 stitches. I had a 1st-degree tear. You know, I don't want to get too gory, but then I'm like, people don't talk about this, so like, you're gonna bleed. I didn't know that until very close to the end of my pregnancy. You're gonna bleed postpartum, almost like a period, or maybe worse. You may have clots, you may not. I didn't have any. That might be a little TMI, but whatever. I didn't have any clots. I did bleed. I'm still bleeding, and my baby is almost 2 weeks old. Should be 2 weeks tomorrow, I believe. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18. What's today? Girl, I don't even be knowing the days. Yeah, should be 2 weeks tomorrow. I'm still bleeding, not a lot. Obviously it should be decreasing, and it is. So, but you're gonna bleed like for longer than your period. So be prepared for that. You're gonna spend 20 plus minutes in the bathroom. Maybe not more than 20, maybe like 10 to 20 minutes, depending on, you know, your situation. 10 to 20 minutes just to clean yourself after using the bathroom. Peri bottle on deck. Wipes. Like, it's just a lot. Witch hazel, pads, foam. I didn't use the foam. I actually had it with Freedom Mom, and I didn't use it. I just used the wipes, the pads. That's pretty much it. Like I said, I didn't have heavy bleeding. And the discomfort that I had down there, like, because I feel like most of the pain and discomfort, they try to target it with like cooling sensations, and I'm a heat girl. I like heat. Like, the witch hazel wipes were cooling, but I like that for some reason. But like the pads that came with the Freedom Mom box, I didn't like it. Like, you sitting on something cool the whole time. I didn't like that. And then it's like wet. I don't want to sit in something cool and wet. So the only thing that I would suggest, like, I wouldn't get that whole box again. I would just get like the panties were great. I love the panties. I love the gown. Excuse me, which I didn't even take to the hospital because I said I don't want to bring it back. I love the panties. I love the gown. I didn't use the socks. I love the wipes. I love the Perry bottle and the bag that it comes in. I love that too, because when you're home, I just put everything in that bag and then do what I need to do. When I'm done using the bathroom, clean up, good to go. I only did sitz baths like 3 times since I've been home for the past 2 weeks. I probably should do it more. People say that it helps with like faster healing, but I wouldn't know. I didn't do it long enough. But yeah, I mean, it feels nice to sit on heat. What else? Postpartum. Let's talk breastfeeding, because I've had a hard time producing milk. I know that I play a large role in that because I don't eat how I should eat, and I don't drink a lot of water. I'm trying. I am trying. This is like, honestly, this is my first one today and it's already like 6 o'clock, which is terrible. But like, when you have a baby, it's just so hard. It's so hard. And with all this COVID-19 stuff, I don't have my family here helping me. Like, my mom works in the hospital. My mother-in-law works, you know, she also is still working. Like, I have a lot of family that are still working, like essential workers, so they're still working. You know, the only person that's been here, the only person that's seen my baby is my sister, because she's been working from home since all of this happened. Like, her job let them work, they started working from home early basically, so I know that she hasn't been out and about. Like, my child has not seen her family, and my family has not seen their grandchild or niece, whatever. They haven't seen her. So it's really been me and my husband taking care of her. When my sister was here, you know, that was very helpful. But at the end of the day, being the mother, like, you're gonna be first responder. You're gonna be the first responder to your child. Like, you're not gonna leave. I'm not gonna leave my child for nobody to care for. I'm not. If I hear her, I'm jumping to it, and that's it. So it's hard to take care of her, all of her needs, and take care of myself. You know, like, honestly, my husband has been pretty neglected in the midst of all this, but I know he understands. I cooked one time since I've been back home, and that was because it was his birthday. So I found the strength to do that. And I'm trying to think if my sister was here to watch Nyla while I was cooking. But yeah, I found the strength to do that. And it's difficult. It's hard, y'all. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard work. I love it. I love to do it. But it's hard. So yeah, that's my spiel on my, you know, my birthing story, labor and delivery. If you want to self-induce, castor oil and thyme tea, because that shit worked. I could, like, I'm just trying to think, had I not drank that, would my daughter still come April 5th? And I really don't think she would have. I don't think she would have, because the way those I don't understand, those contractions were like it didn't progress. It was like, okay, a little bit of contraction. That shit said, it started booming. Like, I don't, like, it just, it just went crazy. Like when it started and it did not stop. So yeah, and then after the fact, I told my sister about the whole time tea thing. She was like, yeah, you put way too much time. So that time that I had was concentrated. Remember, I put 1 cup in 4 cups of water and I drank it, and yeah, that shit sent me right into early labor in a matter of hours. So if you're trying to self-induce, that's the way to go. Castor oil. And really, you don't need to do mother's brew. I'm not even gonna hold you, because mother's brew is just, I said mother's brew, midwife's brew is just castor oil, apricot juice, almond butter, and something else, some like lemon verbena tea or something like that. Girl, drink your castor oil with orange juice. It's the same thing, because all that other stuff is just supposed to prevent the side effects of the castor oil. The side effects of castor oil is shitting, because it's just gonna make you shit. Drink it, shit, it's all right. For whatever reason, pooping and labor, it goes hand in hand. I don't know why, but it's okay. Go poop, empty your bowels. I'm glad I emptied my bowels before, because some people end up shitting on themselves during labor, and I'm glad I wasn't one of them, because I emptied my bowels completely at home. When I tell you I went to the bathroom so many times, girl, I dropped pounds on that toilet alone. But anyway, that's that. My baby girl is here. My princess is here. She's so beautiful. I kind of wanted to show you guys her, but then I was just like, I'm just too protective of my child. I don't want her on social media, because if one person says the wrong thing, I'm gonna want to fight, and you can't fight people via technology. So I'm gonna want to pull up. I really am gonna want to pull up, and you may not even be in my state or my city or whatever. So I was just like, you know what, let's just not. Let's do everyone the favor and not. So we shall not. But she's so beautiful. She's feisty. She's like she looks like her dad, but I feel like she has my spirit, my attitude. She doesn't even cry. Like, she screams, she yells at me, and I just be like, stop yelling at me. Like, why are you yelling? But that's my baby. I love her so much. I love that little girl so much. It frustrates me that I can't make, not that I can't, I'm gonna stop using that word, but it frustrates me that I'm having a difficult time producing milk for her, because I want her to drink my milk, not formula. But we're gonna get there. It's all a part of the process. I plan on breastfeeding her for 6 months, and we're gonna do that. I do produce some milk, but I need to produce more. I'm like, she's only gonna eat more later on in life. So if I'm having a hard time keeping up with these 2 ounces that she's drinking every 2 hours, you know, I don't know. But we thank God, and we look forward to everything that motherhood has to offer. And I'm just so happy to be a mother to my daughter. I don't want to cry. Oh, emotions. How did I forget postpartum emotions? Crazy. You thought it was gonna end because you got rid of the baby? Oh no, it continues. There's more. Because my emotions, and I'm a Gemini, so you already know I'm a moody girl. I'm a moody girl. And yeah, the mood swings continue, but we're pressing forward. So that's that. I hope my video wasn't too boring. Hey, either you like it or you don't. Watch it or not, who cares? Yeah, more videos to come. And when my baby gets some color, when she got her melanin, you know, maybe I'll start to post her or show her on YouTube. But she's so light. She's not even that light anymore though. She came out really light, but these past 2 weeks she's you know, she trying. The melanin trying to make its way through. Melanin. Water's popping out at me. But yeah, so congratulations to all the new mothers that gave birth in April, and congratulations to all the new mothers that gave birth this year in general, and congratulations in advance to the mothers that are still to give birth this year. You know, I feel like there was a lot of pregnant people on YouTube and my family. There's just a lot, like we was all just pregnant together, and I loved it. I loved it. So that's that. I did not get a chance to do like my bag, what I'm taking to the hospital, blah, girl. I just didn't do it, okay? Because at the end of my pregnancy, I was over it, huge and over it. But look at my face. Ain't my face snatched? Ain't the girl face snatched? All right, so that's that. End the video. I'm gonna stop talking now. Hope you guys enjoyed. More videos to come. It took me so long to get ready and record this video. Like, the sun is going down, but I guess that's life with a child. More videos to come. See you guys later.